This could be it, Gordon.
This is another key vista, this time showing the core. It's a visual payoff for the player's success in getting here, and simultaneously, a way to present the player with a view of the next challenge.
Trying to blow the reactor, but why? Oh my god, it looks pretty far gone. I hope Dr. Kleiner was right about this. Let's see if we can find a way through the control room.
Creating a believable, interesting relationship between Gordon and Alyx is made a lot tougher by the fact that Gordon never talks. This elevator scene presented a nice little opportunity to have Alyx express some emotion in a situation where Gordon isn't really in a position to respond.
I hope it's not too late to re-engage the containment field. Good thing you know what you're doing. Well, here's your elevator. Gordon, I wish there was something else I could do to help. Hurry back.
The core design posed a lot of difficult challenges. Generally speaking, if the gameplay in a particular map isn't working, we can simply cut the entire area. This wasn't true of the core, because we knew it was critical to the story. On top of that, designing Citadel gameplay is often a bigger challenge than working out areas in City 17, largely because Citadel levels have a narrow set of gameplay tools. There are less enemy types available, and the player is usually only armed with the gravity gun. Because of this, we had to go through many iterations of the core design. One of the earlier prototypes was a kind of futuristic version of Operation, where players had to use the gravity gun to cleanly manipulate rods into slots in the core. That didn't work, partly because playtesters found that their view was obstructed by the rods, which made it frustratingly difficult to manipulate them with any kind of precision. We prototyped, playtested, and abandoned several other designs until we finally arrived at one that was fun, while still being challenging enough to give players the sense that they'd accomplished a significant goal.
The difference between skill levels isn't just a matter of damage dealt and received. For instance, in easy mode, we increase the length of time a combine ball survives before exploding, putting less pressure on the player to get the ball into a socket.
Ball tubes are an example of us working within our available toolkit to create a puzzle around a recognized concept. As a physical navigation puzzle, it's different from what the player has experienced before, and it's challenging while not being a binary succeed or fail situation. There are a number of ways to approach this puzzle. In addition to simply dodging, jumping, or ducking the balls, the player can grab or deflect them with his gravity gun. or pick up the hatch and use it as a shield to block the incoming barrage.
The Combine Core was another new space that needed to stand out from the rest of the environment. We wanted the core to look hot and dangerous, but still be distinct from the fires and the cool blues of the rest of the Citadel. The core became the primary light source in this space, and in conjunction with the white set of Combine materials, we created an extreme contrast to the normally dark values of the Citadel metals.
The core sphere was one of the last special effects that we finished. To achieve this effect, the core uses animated textures, flow maps, normal map refraction and specularity, as well as volumetric particulate matter rendering, which takes advantage of the core being a sphere.
The higher contrast white Combine motif of the core sets it apart from the rest of the Citadel and heightens its importance within the visual style of Combine aesthetics. It also helps enhance the perception of heat and radiation in the space.
The core was a central element of this part of the game, and as much as possible, we wanted to constantly reinforce its importance. Zigzagging through the space and through dimensions while navigating a variety of challenges let us present a few different visual and gameplay perspectives on the same space. By letting the player see the core from a bunch of different angles, we were able to give them a real sense of its scale.
The second ball tube presents a variation of the pattern the player learned in the first ball tube. While the first tube can be crossed slowly, by crouching and maneuvering your way up, the second ratchets up the pace, requiring a quicker, more responsive approach. The goal of this logic puzzle isn't figuring out that you need to put balls in batteries. It's coming to the realization that, by filling all of them, you've denied yourself an exit. and that you have to desocket one, climb on the lift, and then resocket. Sparks guide the player to the source of the balls, which happens to be the tube they just passed through.
Monitor scenes, such as this video transmission from Dr. Mossman, aren't simply pre-rendered video. These scenes actually unfold live in an inaccessible section of the map, while being projected onto the monitor screen. Here's Dr. Mossman in the small Arctic base set. It's not nearly as far away from the Citadel's core control room as it appears to be in the level.
You did it! The containment system's back in place. It won't last forever, but at least we bought a little time. While you were in there, I did some poking around on the control data. They were trying to start a chain reaction, all right, but destroying the Citadel is just a side effect. Since we took out Breen's reactor, this is the only way they have to send a transmission packet back to wherever they came from. I can't tell what the packet contains, but it's important enough that they're willing to sacrifice the whole Citadel to send it off. We need to get it back to my dad and Dr. Kleiner at the outpost right away. I've been pulling down a copy. Whatever it is, I have a feeling it's bad news for all of us. There's something else. It's Judith. Take a look.
I'm fairly sure I've pinned down the location of the project. It's hard to say how much of it might have survived intact or whether there's anything remaining that could compromise our work if it were discovered by the Combine. We'll need to take a close look at it, of course, but I should be able to give a better opinion within a few hours. If the site is where we think it is, then it should be no more than... I'm gonna cut this short. We may have been spotted.
Where the hell is she? She's in serious trouble. We need to get this and the transmission packet to my dad. He'll know what to do with it. The packet's done copying. I've got it right here. Now let's get the hell out of here. Uh-oh. I think they felt that. I've secured an exit elevator. It's this way. Come on! Something tells me they don't want us reading their mail. This lift will take us to a train platform. If we can hitch a ride, it should take us straight out of the city. Hey, the gravity gun's back to normal. Well, it was nice while it lasted.
Usually, the second step of our training arcs involve a threatening training area. This is the second step in the roller mine training, and true to form, there's the threat. The indestructible roller mines endlessly attack the player in a gated space. The only way to defeat them is to have Alyx convert them, which means there's no way the player can miss the point of the training. Players also like to see the AI characters fight each other, so after reminding the player about Alyx's roller mine hacking talent, we let you sick them on a pack of Combine soldiers.
Usually, the second step of our training arcs involve a threatening training area. This is the second step in the roller mine training, and true to form, there's the threat. The indestructible roller mines endlessly attack the player in a gated space. The only way to defeat them is to have Alyx convert them, which means there's no way the player can miss the point of the training. Players also like to see the AI characters fight each other. So after reminding the player about Alyx's roller mine hacking talent, we let you sick them on a pack of Combine soldiers.
They won't be expecting this. Get ready. Get in. Come on, let's get in.
In much the same way that movie effects often utilize
Well, that was a
different
nice
versions of the
getaway.
same model, there are actually
I
three
don't know
trains
what's
that
in
make
this
up the
copy we
Stalkers.
made, but they're not thrilled
The
about
first
us having
one
it.
is the moving train you see
all
arrive
things
at the
considered,
platform.
we're
The
not
one you're in right now is a static interior
no.
with lights moving outside of it
It's a
to give the
stalker.
illusion of motion. The third train is the crash version. It's a tilted,
the
banged up,
Combine.
and totally separate area from the moving
This
version.
is what happens to you
The
if you
transition from
resist.
moving to crashed is disguised by a brief fade to black.
Alyx's reaction
Or
to the
if you're just in
Stalkers
the
went through a
wrong
number
place
of
at the wrong
iterations.
time.
In very early versions, Alyx was frightened by the Stalkers. That didn't work because it didn't fit with Alyx's earlier reactions to Stalkers in the Citadel. We changed it so that she
Let's see where
expressed
this
anger at
goes.
the Stalkers' predicament. Early versions of this new direction failed because Alyx's transition
With any
from
luck,
generally
we should
upbeat to
well
blind
understand.
rage was simply too abrupt. Ultimately, through rewrites and rigorous testing,
Thank God we're not
we found the right tone for the scene, a simmering anger level that was more in tune
Let's
with
hope
the
the worst is
situation.
over. It looks like you saved our lives again. Oh my God. Gordon, help me! Please! Help! Get it off me! Get it off!
We wanted the crash train car to be very disordered. In early tests, though, players felt that it was too confusing and too hard to navigate. That feedback prompted us to tone it down a bit. By rearranging some of the geometry, we were able to create a banged-up, tilted environment that still offered a relatively unobstructed path to Alyx.